Hey guys, so today what we're talking about are all of the accessories that I've put on the bike. Some of the accessories came with the bike, so I'll let you know which came with the bike because I bought it secondhand, so I'd already had them, and which ones I put on. So let's have a look at the ones that came with the bike first. Engine guards. These are jivvy, I don't know how you say it, but they go onto your metalwork there, and there's exactly the same on that side. And they do come out a fair bit. When you drop the bike, like I did while I was trying to do a U-turn, I'll probably stick a video up for you to laugh at me, because yeah, I captured it on video. Not only that, but there was a shit ton of other people watching the whole thing, and I had to pick it up on my own, which really sucked. But the engine guards made sure that nothing happened to the bike. The bike was absolutely fine, nothing, like no scratches, no nothing. They completely protected it, which was amazing. So I highly recommend engine guards. Another pro of engine guards is that you can add highway pegs to them. I'll talk about the highway pegs in a bit. So another thing that came with the bike was the Oxford heated grips. They are absolutely fantastic. They keep your hands warm when it's cold out. Say for example, I've got my summer gloves on, I'm out till late at night. When I come back, it's freezing because, you know, live in the UK never gets really hot. So it's nice to know that you've got the heated grips. So you've got this little thing here, press plus to turn on, minus to turn off. You've got 30%, 40%, 50, 75 and 100. I tend to keep it between 30 and 40%. Don't really need it any more than that. And here I don't know whether you saw that flash, but it did say battery saving mode. So what happens is if you forget them on, you turn off your bike, you walk away, they will turn off by themselves, and thank God, because I've done that a number of times. Here you've got the grips. I've worn them through, as you can see, but they're quite grippy, really nice. The only problem with them is that it makes the hand grip thing freaking humongous, huge. So it takes a while to get used to, because already the Rebel 500 handlebars are 1 inch, so they're already quite big, and when you put the heated grips over, it makes it even wider, bigger. So yeah, it takes a little while to get used to. Other thing that came with the bike were the panniers. Forget that, I'll talk about that in a bit, but here you've got the original Honda panniers. They clip on straight onto the frame. The one on the right, obviously, because you've got the exhaust here, you need a bit of space, and therefore it's slightly smaller than the left. You can just about see that there. So if you've got terrible OCD, that could be a no-no for you. I don't mind. It's a bit annoying, but the thing is, I'm on the bike, I'm not seeing it. So whoever's behind me, if they've got OCD, then that's their problem. So the capacity for the panniers, I can't remember off the top of my head what it is, but I'll stick a thing, future me will put it in during the edit. But they can hold quite a lot. Absolutely fantastic if you're doing a bit of shopping, loads of space. Usually I tend to always have them on just because I'm one of those people that likes to have stuff just in case, especially when I go for a slightly longer ride. I will put in an emergency kit, tire repair kit, some tools and some water, some snacks and anything else that I might need. Like say it might get cold, so I'll take a jacket or a jersey or whatever and I can fit it in there absolutely fine. So here you've got the frame and you've got these things and they latch on to these things. So you've got this. So only issue, doesn't lock. It's not lockable. You can't lock it to the bike, and also they are just like, you open that up, you got a zip. So what I've done is I just use a little lock like this, and that I can lock the two zips together. And I mean, you know, if anyone really wants to get in there, they can, but at least it stops the opportunist. So not great. The other thing, as I said, they're not locked to the bike. So what I've got are these little motherfuckers. These are gun locks. Really hard to find in the UK, but they are great with a key and quite malleable. They don't mess up the paintwork. They're really good. And again, they just stop the opportunist. So one of the issues that I had with these panniers was that they kind of stopped being waterproof, and I ended up getting some waterproof wax that you put on material, and I slathered them with that and then heated it up with a hairdryer, and since then they've been absolutely fine. So I probably reckon I probably need to do it I'll try and do it once a year and see how I get on. I cannot remember when I last did it. I think it was during the winter, so it's probably been about 6 months now and still going strong. So we'll see how long it lasts. And now onto the things that I put on the bike, the accessories that I have added over the last few years. Because I've had the bike, 2 years now, just over, and I just keep adding to it. So one of the things I put was this little thing, and that is there to hold my beeline. And that is on top of this little thing, just something that I've added so that I can have extra like handlebar space, because I kind of ran out of space really quickly, what with the grips and, you know, the Quadlock and everything. So that I bought off of AliExpress. It was an absolute pain to put on. Also because at the same time I put on the USB charger thing. That there. If I open it up, you've got these two. If I turn on the bike, you can see light comes on and it has charge. If I turn off the bike, it turns off. Super useful. Used it a number of times when I've had my phone on the Quadlock. So another thing I put on, the Quadlock. Great little thing. I did get it with the vibration dampener. Again, just so you know, all this stuff I paid for, or my other half paid for, and gave it to me for my birthday or Christmas. Quadlock, absolutely brilliant. Once you manage to get the phone on there, it doesn't go anywhere. However, being dyspraxic, I did struggle. Here I've got the Quadlock case. So this is, there we go. 3 times, not bad. Usually I take a lot longer. So there it is, it's not going anywhere. To take it off, push on push, twist, and there you go. What else did I put? I put this little ram mounty thing, which I use to put the camera. Yeah, I've got these little things that allow me to put different types of cameras on there, as long as they've got the other side of that, which is quite useful. What else while we're here? I put this little thing, which is a copy of the Atlas cruise control. It works quite well. Go down, push it, and that stays. I can push it if I need to. Yeah. Undo it and it goes back. Now the only thing with this that I was slightly worried about is that the screw or the little bolt that goes underneath might fall out. So just in case, I have put this electric tape here just to catch that bolt if it ever decides to fall off. Another thing I put on were these adjustable levers, sticking with the orange theme, and you can change. So if you've got big hands, you can have it all the way out there. If your hands aren't so big, you can have it down like that. And I don't know whether you notice, but the orange color is different on each side, which is a little annoying. But again, AliExpress special. So at some point I will change them and make sure that they are the same color. But until then, it is what it is. I try not to think about it, and that's just the best way. Another thing we've got here is this Puig Screen. So this has been great. It completely stops the wind from hitting me in the chest and making me feel like I'm being pushed back, especially at speed. It's been really good for that. The only problem that I've had is that it pushes it up to my head level, and therefore there's a lot more turbulence in my helmet, which makes my helmet a lot louder than it should be. So that's a bit annoying. Another slight annoyance is that because I've got the SE version with the cowl, it doesn't quite fit. It did say that it was compatible with the cowl, but it doesn't quite fit. So it has slowly made little holes in the cowl. So tomorrow I'm actually getting that repaired. Bit annoying. And this, I've now got some spacers and some longer screws, so that's going to come out a bit and hopefully it'll still work. I'll let you know. So another issue with the screen is that between, say you're doing 60 mile an hour, if you slow down and let go of the handlebars until it reaches about 40, there's a bit of a speed wobble. Not quite a speed wobble, but the handlebars wobble. It's not bad. You don't really feel it when you've got both your hands on there, but it is something to bear in mind. And I'm pretty sure it's the screen that does it, because I never had that issue until I put the screen on. So another thing I added was the handguards, which here they are. One on that side, one on this side. Not quite the same color as the Puig Screen. Slightly annoying, but it kind of works. Also, not quite symmetrical. A complete pain in the ass to put on, because here you've got these cables and this was getting in the way. We also had to push it out with another thing because otherwise it was too close to the levers. That was a bit of a nightmare. So this one as well we had to push out. Another problem with the handguards is that I've noticed that once I go over 99 mile an hour, not that I ever do that, but say for example if I did, it creates a slight speed wobble. Yeah, not ideal, but you know, in this country you can only do 70, so I stick to 70 and everything's fine. But it is something to think about and know that you can't go safely over a certain amount. So, the pegs. These little buggers. AliExpress special. They came with this plastic thing which immediately broke. Bit useless. Kind of needs like a rubbery thing in there. But, I mean, once they were on, it's not going anywhere. But it did, like, you can see cracks here. Bit rubbish really. Great for putting my feet on during long rides. Only problem, it doesn't stay up. I mean, now it's staying up, but okay, now it's not doing it. But once you start moving the bike, it does slowly come down and then it's out. And this is why I've got this, so that I can just tape it up on days when I know for sure I'm definitely not going to be using these. Which, to be honest, is most days. The only time I tend to use them is on long rides, because my knees start to hurt after a while. We've got this little thing. I changed the oil cap to this orange one. Now, when I first put it on, it was leaking slightly, and I then took it off and I showed it to a friend, and he said, "Oh, look, there's a hexagon thing. You can probably stick an Allen key in there." So he said, put it on, use the Allen key to tighten it up, rather than trying to tighten it up here because it hurts like hell. You definitely need an Allen key. And since I did that with the Allen key, it's been absolutely fine. And it just gives this side of the bike a little bit of colour, which is nice. AliExpress special oil cap thing. It works. So when you ride through France, if you go into some, not all, but some cities, you have to have what's called a Crit Air sticker. It's a sticker that you pay for. It's not a lot of money, it's like £4 something. And it lasts for as long as your bike works. I needed to stick it somewhere on the bike. I was told by people over here, oh, you should put it on your screen. And I'm like, no, I'm not putting it on the screen. It looks shit. So I found this disc holder, which goes here, where I used to have the pegs. So if I ever did decide to get the pegs back on here, this would have to move. I'm not quite sure where I'd put it, but chances are I will never do that because I have no intention of taking passengers on this bike. No, I am not taking passengers on this bike. This bike is not made for taking passengers, and I am an experienced pillion rider. I've been riding pillion since I was like a baby, and I would not want to be pillion on this bike. So there's no way I will take someone who is not experienced on this bike. Also, you've got to pay extra for insurance, and you've got to get extra, like, I'd need someone to teach me how to take pillion because it's a completely different way of riding, and no, I'm not doing that. So talking about pillion, I got rid of the seat and I put a rack, this little thing here, I put that on there, and it's absolutely brilliant for adding bags, or like when I went to buy some new boots, I just put the box on there, tighten it up with some straps. Absolutely brilliant, super useful, and nobody will say to you, hey, can I have a ride on your bike? It's only down the road, I don't need gear, it's fine. No, you can't. There's nowhere for you to sit. Nowhere. Stop asking. So originally this came in black. I bought it off of Amazon, and then I changed it to orange. You can watch the video of how I did that here. Now this I bought off of Amazon, and I've had it on the bike about a year. The colour's already fading, so not great. It wasn't expensive, and originally it looked great. But it is a water bottle holder. So in here I've got my water bottle, and also usually some snacks in this little pouch. It's super useful because you've got this thing which like locks this, because before I started doing that, occasionally I'd get to where I was going and this would be open and flapping about. So yeah, that's super useful, and the size of water bottle that you can fit is quite big. That's a 750 milliliter. Those are all the accessories that I've put on the bike. So let me know in the comments below what accessories you've put on your bike. Were there any accessories I've shown you on my bike that you might think, hey, that's a great idea, I'll stick it on mine? Or, oh my god, what has she put on her bike? Let me know. I'd love to know what you think. Thanks for watching.